I got some hydration. I got some water. And I got the weight of the Russian people on my shoulders. And so with that, guys, let's get recording another little part. 45 minutes, let's go. Get back to coring. Term is going to take a couple days. Vologda will happen eventually. Speak to the Grandmaster. With his monks remaining outside, along with the Tsar's functionaries, Grandmaster Antman of the Order of St. George entered the richly decorated room and greeted the Tsar, who returned the gesture with the same respect due to a senior cleric before motioning the man to take a seat and taking one himself. As the man began to speak, first about trivial matters, but then increasingly about temporal ones, the Tsar came to better understand the cleric. He was a caring figure, but that care was tempered with the detachment necessary of a man who had to make momentous decisions. And he was no ardent supporter of the monarchy, at least not yet. As talks continued, the real question was soon asked: what would the Tsar have to do to ensure the peaceful integration of the order into his realm? Antman replied immediately, clearly having prepared a response long in advance. To the south, in and around Perm, lay the lands of the Aryan Brotherhood, a fanatic and clearly insane sect, and one that had long troubled both the Tsar and those protected by the Order. If the Tsar wanted to prove his piety to both God and the Order, if he wanted to prove his dedication to the common people of Russia, he would have to exterminate this abomination, root and stem. Tsar Vladimir carefully considered Antman's words. Will you take such a challenge to gain the favor of the Order? I guess we can't do that because we already fucking killed them. So, so much for, that. And getting any of that. We gotta fucking kill him now, boys. Well, upon the failure of diplomatic consultations with the Order, scouts have observed activity, suggesting the possibility of direct action by their forces. Consequently, elements of the Imperial Army have assumed pre-selected positions along the state's borders to ensure both territorial sovereignty as well as to facilitate the future offensive operations. Forward officers have been given wide initiative to begin combat with the Order forces immediately upon the order of higher command. If so given, it is expected that the operation will conclude rapidly owing to wide force disparity in our favor between the Order and the Imperial Army. I know, we already killed the Aryans. We did your request and now we have to kill you because we did it too quickly. Oh no. That's a little scuffed. Oh, Turtle, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Other than wait for these cores and get ready to fucking kill Gainey. Perhaps peace never had a chance in Russia. No longer effect from Imperial Special Forces. So we bypass FIST. We can go ahead and erase her legacy. So let's go and do that right now. The Aryan Brotherhood is an abomination, a corrupt fusion of the worst aspects of German ideologies and Russian sensibilities, and must be, down to the last buck, banner, and man, utterly destroyed, lest it appear once again. The Aryan Brotherhood is not a proud part of Russian history. Now that Perm has been returned to Imperial control, and the Brotherhood itself has been scattered, we must act to ensure this. Their former slaves will be freed and reintegrated to the Tsar's domain as full citizens. Their monuments and installations will be torn down and replaced with imperial iconography and military outposts. The possession of any item depicting or describing the Brotherhood or its tenets will be made a capital crime. Their legacy will be erased forever. We will make sure of it. Let's do this, boys. VP Russian to Gainey. Faithful man shall abound with blessings. Alright, now let's move on to this border. Sad that unification annexation event's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a shame. Oh, Bald Man! What a Chad. Mr. Bennett has come back. A little boring. I would have liked to see someone a bit more not more interesting, different, but how's it going in South? Oh, it's not going good in South Africa. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. I mean, that's what pissing off the majority of your country does to motherfucker. Go figure, discriminating against minorities in a nation mainly made up of minorities is not a good idea. Now, who'da thunk it? Okay, we're about to core up Perm and Bashkira, though, which is very nice. There you go, Sverdlovsk! Now that is huge. We had to cheat it a little bit, but so be it. A race for legacy. Beautiful. I know this event is actually going to be really cool. Well, let's do Outpost Gainey. The Order of St. George's former monastery, known as the Squirrel's Nest, is, without a doubt, the most important fortification in the region. Having fought and bled to secure it, we must now make use of it as effectively as possible. In addition to any other purposes we might identify as to administration, it has been suggested that the highest towers of the monastery would be ideal for the placement of a reconnaissance and radar outpost. So in place, the monastery would serve as an excellent warden against the threats from the north, while our armies campaign elsewhere. It had been days since Vadim had last seen the sun. Or had it been weeks? It was easy to lose track of the time in the lands of the Brotherhood after all. In the factory, Vadim was forced, day in and day out, to assemble munitions for the vicious men in German uniforms. Sleep was a luxury. Food a boon. A day without beatings, non-existent. On this particular day, however, there were far fewer guards than usual, and Vadim wondered if they had anything to do with the explosion in the distance. Explosions that had been getting closer every day. Sometime later, Vadim realized with a start that the guards, all of them, were gone. The gate was left open, and as he looked at it, a man in uniform he had never seen before stepped through. More followed behind and began spreading through the complex. Stunned, overwhelmed, Vadim stood still, frozen in place, until from the highest tower, the one in the guards used as a sniper nest. A flag bearing the hated swastika was cut down, and the tricolor of the imperial state was unfurled. Vadim fell to his knees, his muscles suddenly weak, and tears streamed down his face. He, along with everyone else in that factory, was, at long last, finally free. Free at last. 5 stability, Perm is renamed to Perm. Ooh, more manpower. That is nice. We're losing it to reinforce our troops, but that's okay. Oh, hello, lad. Mr. Jellicoe. How you doing, governor? Free military factories. It's a very condemned world right now. Yeah, that's one of my favorite events, too. It's a good one. Securing a foothold. Yeah, so we got time to prepare for war with the front. Luckily. Thankfully. Early fighters and early casts. Get working on those. It's not going to be too easy, but get some more manpower. Another 1,000. Well, these guys are just kind of standing out there in the middle awkwardly. Hey, Outpost Gainey. Let's disband the order. With the military defeat of the Order of St. George, we are now in control of both their lands and their fortress monastery, known locally as the Squirrel's Nest. Though victorious in the field, a number of senior figures in the Order are unaccounted for, and we must ensure that they do not cause us trouble in the future. Thus, we will declare the Order a criminal organization tasked via Corano with hunting down these last few monks. In time, the combination of a lack of open support as well as covert pursuit will destroy the ability of their remnants to function. Our territory will must remain secure and stable. Man, so far so good. Okay, when are you guys going after us? Land and freedom? It's a nice thought. But you know what's not... Okay, yeah, now it's coming. Remember February. It's like they're trying to upset us. Well... Ooh. That honestly might be for the best for South Africa, honestly. The Boers are going to be fucked, but the rest of them are going to be fine. And, you know, that's what you get for fucking working with fascists. Oh, the Boers are not going to have a good ride, though. I think no one in South Africa is having a good time right now. In fact, yep. Well... Ooh, I forgot to set an offensive line. We've disbanded the order. Next, let's go ahead and incorporate church lands. Former lands of the Order of St. George have been under existential control for decades. And though they may have served their own limited administrative needs, it will not serve ours. An imperial state requires clear hierarchies, and will impose such a hierarchy on these lands. The Order's former monastery will serve as the integrated headquarters of our civilian and military administrations, and through it we will exert strong control on Guinea and the surrounding lands. So centralized, it will not be long before both tax and recruits from the region arrive to further strengthen our reclamation efforts. Let's just push in, honestly. Move to get some encirclements. Fuck. Actually, that doesn't hurt us too badly. I mean, we got 2. Okay, do that. You do that. You do that. And I'm actually doing okay right now. Dogboat doing okay in a Hearts of Iron 4 campaign. Go figure. I don't have to cheat to save my own ass, just the AIs. Forest outside of Guinea were as dark as Danil, former brother of the now destroyed Order of St. George, moved through them silently, doing his best to evade the soldiers that now patrolled these lands. Ruination had come to their order at the hands of Tsar Vladimir, the self-proclaimed heir to the Romanovs. He may have had a bloodline, yes, but only God could make a Tsar legitimate, and God had undoubtedly abandoned Tsar Vladimir long ago to the devil. How else could he have made the choice to invade the lands of the Order, or sack the fortress monastery and kill so many of Danil's fellow monks? I don't know, maybe it's because the game wouldn't let me integrate you guys. I don't know. Danil had spent most of his young life in the Order, believing absolutely in his holy mission to protect the weak and downtrodden from jackals that surrounded them. But he had failed. They had failed. And now, when he spoke to God, he didn't hear anything in response except the screams of his brothers as the soldiers shot them down. But he was still alive, and he would avenge them. It was a long way to Vyatka, through hard terrain and even harder soldiers, but he would make it. He knew he would. He shifted as he felt the rifle dig into his side. It was in Vyatka that the false Tsar made his home, and through Danil he would die. He also knew he had a duty to protect millions of other Russians from the honeyed words and false promises of a hateful Romanov. He only needed one shot. He did not even come close. Okay, you move in there. You try to route him there. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I knew there was going to be a catch. We ended up getting rooted. Encircled ourselves. Kinda cringe. But, hey. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God, we're about to lose a guy. Fuck! Yeah, that went horribly. Ah! I hype myself up, and this is what happens. I get punished. Punished monk over there, yeah. Okay, question of minority rights. We're not going to get that event, I guess, but religious freedoms. That's going to be an interesting one. With significant numbers of Muslims now residing in territories under the control of the state, the inevitable question of religion has been raised. For centuries, the Orthodox Church has been closely tied with both ordinary Russians and states that rule them. As such, men are arguing that action should be taken to enforce homogeneity and conversion amongst religious minorities. And conversely, others warn that religious persecution will lead inevitably to unrest and rebellion, while being wrong besides. The argument is becoming heated, causing discord between governmental factions, and the Tsar must make a decision before things get out of hand. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you move. We gotta take the good stuff. God, yeah, our ratio right there is not good. But we're about to make up for it. See, they don't have cores on Samara. Yeah, take that one. You take that. You take Ivashchenko. Shield's been broken. There we go. Okay. What do we want to work on? I think research labs are what we need, right? I'll go with that. Okay. And now it's time for the front. Do they have cores on this? They don't. Not that big a deal. Okay. So here we are. Question on religious freedoms. Let's do the southern governance. Tatarstan and Bashkira have been integrated within our expanding realm. There's been new governments of Kazan and Ufa, respectively. Already, both civilian administrations and military garrisons are moving in to solidify the influence of a state. As we begin to do so, however, in the coming days, questions will have to be answered. Will the Tatars and Bashkirs be granted equality, both socially and in terms of religious performance with Russians, or will state persecution once again return? These are not yet answers. They're not yet answers. Until there are, problems can be expected to persist. But that is a civil problem. With our southern flank secured, our military can begin looking westwards, towards ever greater enemies, and ever greater victories. There we go. As Adel or Ural continues to fall under state control, we find ourselves with not only cultural minorities, but religious ones as well. Large numbers of practicing Muslims now live in our lands, and as an ostensibly Orthodox Christian nation, we must decide what to do with them. As usual, Ghul's cadets have suggested the Tsar's government adopt a policy of complete and total religious freedom for all subjects. Solzhenitsyn Solidarists, being founded on the principles of Christian solidarism, argue for a moderate approach, with religious freedom permitted, but with an official acknowledgement of the historical importance of Orthodox Church, combined with school programs, including such in their curricula. Shulgin's conservatives, counting many devout Orthodox faithful as well as those holding anti-Semitic opinions amongst their numbers, support enshrining Christianity as the state religion and encouraging minorities to convert. So far, the Tsar has refused to comment, but a decision will have to be made and soon. Side with cadets, uphold complete religious freedom. You got that right now. Yeah. Religious freedom is poggers. That is true. You get. Turtle gets it. Turtle gets it. Looks like they're invading the Volga Stadt. Democracy returns to Italy. Mamma mia. Take a sip of water. Patchwork has been bypassed. And we choose to either disarm the paramilitaries or return to the fold. We might just disarm them. Now let's start with the paramilitaries. Although the Komi Republic lies defeated, Imperial troops occupy Siktif-Kar, significant action will have to be taken in order to consolidate temporal control. The chaotic political environment of the Republic encouraged the formation of numerous paramilitary factions, many very well armed, and those factions must now be eliminated. They will be given a choice. They can either disband peacefully and re-enter the state as new citizens, or they can resist and suffer the consequences of doing so. Until such time, however, much of the former Republic will have to remain under martial law. How quickly that is lifted is up to them. So we're getting some religious freedom. The cadets are the biggest branch right now, which is very nice. It's just... Be a bit of an uphill battle. I already have a feeling. To get the cadets elected. If it's anything like I remember. Granted, that was back in the days when the Burgundian AI could just spam Solidaris support, but still. Pakistan's independent. Oop, who is... The front's going after us. Vladimir awoke with a chime of a telephone. Sitting upon his bed, he drowsily let the time ring out. They have cores on this now. Okay. Shoot. Finally, he put his head on the receiver and lifted it to his ears. The Empire of Russia gazed absently into the night, his eyes following the undulating motions of the curtains. Vladimir watched as the winds lifted and returned to its place, over and over. He shivered. A servant had neglected to close the windows. Over on the receiver, however, was a buzz. Vladimir put it closer to his ears, and the buzzing became murmurs, and the murmurs became shouts. Panic had taken grip on the other end. Sir. Sir. A voice said, its details blurring with Vladimir's breathing. Sir, are you all right? He had to answer now, lest we send a servant over to propel him into consciousness. Using his fingernails, he pinched up his upper left arm. A groan, and there he was, the Emperor of Russia, restored to his natural place among the realm of living. Yes, yes, I'm here. What is happening? He could not wait to get back into bed. Alas, if they were calling him this early in the morning, he probably would not. All he thought of was coffee and some cigarettes and some time to prepare for the day ahead. I apologize for interrupting your sleep, sir. Why are they in such a hurry? But emergency. We have to evacuate you immediately. Can it wait? The Revolutionary Front has been encroaching on our borders, sir. We have to get you safe before anything happens. Send a couple of servants over. I'll be ready in a couple of minutes. Heavy as the head that wears a crown. Lose some political power, but we gain war support. Edit mode. We'll stretch that out a little bit. We'll go ahead and save the game here. Because you never know what's going to happen. So I'm paramilitaries. Looking at all of it. Tear down the institutions, let's do that. Unlike the other conquests we've made so far, the Komi Republic presents a challenge. Its establishment as a democratic bastion of chaos of Western Russia resulted in the creation of a national identity which, for most, included a fierce rejection of authoritarian rule. Rules such as that of a czar. In the long term, this could easily cause there to exist issues of stability within the region, thus this identity must be expunged from the collective consciousness of its former citizens. Then the Akrana will be tasked with locating and destroying political literature, factional symbols, constitutional governments, and anything else that details the particulars of a previous government. Eventually, the Republic will be forgotten, and the people of Komi will cheer their czar just like any other citizen. There we go. How long do we got? The Civil War relived. Oh. That's a heck of a focus name. That really is. Wow. Okay, scavenge for loot. Excuse me, what the fuck? Oh, God, what happened? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no! Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Is it something we can reload and save the AI from? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, fuck. T to bug. Oh, I have to save Sverdlovsk twice now. Okay. Wait, 3 troops? How many do they have then? What? Wait, you guys have... Oh my god, I have to babysit... Why are you on the EuroLeague's borders, you fucking idiots? Rokozovsky, what the fuck, man? What's going on? Oh god, okay, tag... Oh, I have to save the fucking AI. Okay, T to bug. Okay, there we are. Disarm the paramilitaries. That's why they always lose. I guess so. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. The AI always knows how to give me a headache. It's an impressive ability. I gotta give the AI that. I did not think that, they could be that incompetent. And time again, they have proven otherwise. Scavenge for loot. Oh, I'm glad I noticed that before the autosave happened, because, oh boy. Yeah, there you go. There you go, guys. Get them. Yep, there goes the front. And it's time to push in. Yeah. I don't even think I need to do too much with them. They can move in and take this lane, but I don't even think it's scored yet. No, not yet. So, I'm not even sweating it. So we can go ahead 4 to 5 positions. We've come far since beginning reclamation efforts and greatly expanded the territory that now swears fealty to the Tsar and our central government. There are more conquests to come, of course, but we have also taken care to protect what we have and avoid needless overextension. To that end, we will enter a short period of consolidation and concentration. Our armies will regroup and replenish themselves, our civil administrations will improve integration and procedures, and we will redeploy our military and garrison forces into considerable positions. Offensives will continue when we are ready for them. Oh, we lost that. That kind of sucks. I think it's time to follow in some good old traditions and just fucking march right into Arkhangelsk. Okay, you move into Kostroma, you move into Plesetsk. And now we've cut them off. We have cut the AI off. Victory point. They've taken a few VPs, but I'm not sweating. We've taken their capital already. And how much longer do we have, really? How much longer do they have? And they have Utka. Oh, Indonesia is aflame. Oh my god. That... Okay, shit. 99% towards capitulation. God damn it. Okay, we still own Samara. They're not going to touch it anytime soon. So let's get working on royal pardons. Yeah. Several commanders of the Russian Liberation Army, being former officers of the Soviet Army, possess valuable and strategical skills. Though somewhat tainted by past association and collaboration with the Reich, the state and the Tsar know that regret for such associations can be genuine. It's been suggested that they be approached for possible recruitment into the Imperial Army. Though integration would be difficult, their general antipathy for and experience against communist forces would serve us well in eventual future conflict with the front. I think that's useful right now, actually. Shit. There will be a political cost in extending such an opportunity, but it may well be worth it. We did it, boys! Look at that. Man. That wasn't even too bad. Okay, now we gotta get working on an army right now. More divisions. We gotta beef up for when we go to war against Onega and Finland. We can avoid it. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing something a bit more generous to them. But for now, first off, let's get some pogs in chat. Let's get some pogs in chat. There we go. Operation Red. Ooh. Okay. As Tsar consulted with his generals about the upcoming assault on the final positions of the ROA, an issue that he had not previously considered was suddenly raised. Many ROA officers, particularly those among the senior ranks, had been captured in battle. It was being suggested by some, owing both to their competence and their absolute opposition to communism, that they could potentially be recruited into the Imperial Army. But Tsar knew that there were personal reasons for the suggestion as well. After all, many of the captured officers had once served alongside his own during the West Russian War, but there was genuine merit. Many of these generals were truly very skilled. The suggestion was fiercely protested by other generals. Unlike both they and the Tsar himself, the men had not abandoned collaboration with the Germans until forced to do so, and they had generally fascist leanings besides. Vladimir faced a dilemma. Would he ignore the past of the ROA generals in the interest of pragmatism, or would he conclude the cost was not worth the reward? Get them out of here! They're tainted. Let them rot in prison. Military factory and building slots, not bad. Industry of Samara. A large city straddling one of Russia's most important waterways, Samara is a city ideally suited to rapid and extensive economic and industrial development. Though the Russian Liberation Army took steps to effect such development, they did not have the resources to finish it. We do. Using funds from both state treasuries as well as that captured in several of our now extensive campaigns, a program of intensive industrial expansion will be undertaken in both Samara and the surrounding areas. The added industrial base will serve us well in the future conflicts, whether they be in Western Russia or beyond. Very nice. Okay. Let's move to Onega. Let's drop these guys to deploy in Pervomansky. We could go ahead and form Western Russia, but I think we'll refrain from that. We can go ahead and rename Nizhny Novgorod to Nizhny Novgorod. Ooh, I have a meeting tomorrow. What time is that? I'll come back and I'll rewrite it down. Oh, and look at all these factories. That is beautiful. Oh, it brings a tear to my eyes. Construction. You gotta get all this infrastructure repaired, of course. Million factories building up. Industry Samara certainly helps. Samara has a lot of room for industry, actually. That is big. Let's build some stuff in Perm. Okay, let's keep an eye on them and make sure that Vorkuta doesn't unify. I mean, we could search the archives. It's not going to do us much, but we can go ahead and do that. Let's see the factories first. The recovery of Gorky Automated Works, along with many other factories in the city itself besides, we can now leverage the machinery of the plant and the expertise of our workers to begin a large-scale production of various types of material for the Imperial forces. It will be required, however, to expend some effort in optimizing the assembly lines currently present. At the insistence of previous owners, far too many factories were dedicated solely to the production of armored vehicles. While some certainly still can and will produce such, reorienting several of them will serve our needs better and slightly expand our capacity for producing military goods. There we go. Giant Gulag Russia when? Hey, that's what I'm asking. Ooh. Looks like Holy Russia is winning. I'm wondering, do we intervene and help Mikhail out? I mean, how fucking poetic would it be? The ultimate battle. Cheetah versus Vyatka. Romanov versus Romanov. That would be huge. I'm doing it. Tag OMO. Yeah, I'm doing that. Fuck it. That sounds amazing. Tag. There we are. I remember someone commenting in one of my YouTube comments, hey, what you should use the whatchamacallit, the one mod, the AI decisions, and make your games more interesting. And I probably should have done that for this one. But for now, I'll just mess with the world right now and do it that way. Uganda's already free. Hutug's already fucking up a little, it seems. Ooh. See the factories. Let's get some... Let's search the archives. During the final days of the Soviet Union, significant portions of state record archives were evacuated eastwards, and one major depository of such was Samara. Now that we've assumed control of the city, we can investigate what remains of these archives for information of value. The Akhrana will be tasked with exhaustively assembling, organizing, and cataloging the contents of recovered archives with a specific focus on the Soviet personalities and units now residing in lands belonging to the Revolutionary Front. It's likely that any discovered insights, however minor they may be, may provide us with an advantage in near-future conflicts with them. There we go. Spear is out. Is he? Yeah, he's out. No, Hydrix Capital's just an Essen now. So it's Bormann versus Goring. And we got a lot more factories, actually. Man, what do we want to produce? We'll hold on to the... Actually, no, we'll get working on guns, anti-tank, and artillery for now. Eventually, we're going to want to get these guys up to 20 wits. In fact, we have enough XP. We might as well do it now. Oh, yeah. These guys... Artillery and artillery. Imperial tank brigades. The vast size of Russia naturally lends and forces itself towards armored and mechanized warfare. The Soviet government made good use of such formations prior to their collapse, but in the chaos that followed, armored formations became rare in Russia as a result of both German efforts and resultant industrial collapse. With the reclamation of Gorky, however, this has changed. We will seize vehicular stockpiles of former warlord states, and using them we can, if we wish, create several armored formations. If created, the newly formed Imperial tank brigades could prove extremely useful in the upcoming campaigns. There we go. What do we want to work on, if anything? Nothing necessarily. So I'll get working on agriculture after this. The world is just a barrel organ which the Lord God turns himself. We all have to dance to the tune, which is already on the drum. Actually, not that bad of a quote. It's just the guy who says it is, you know, fucking monstrous. And, you know, no amount of saving the world from nuclear holocaust can, you know, forget the fact that he, you know, mastermind the fucking Holocaust. Let's consolidate our conquests. As before, following our northern conquest, we find ourselves with the new territory, as well as decisive new challenges alongside them. Larger and more decisive conflicts are coming, and we must be prepared for them. It would therefore, at this moment, be prudent to once again consolidate our gains. Using military assets, Akrana agents, and local collaborators, we will work to destroy remaining pockets resistant to the Tsar's rule, while at the same time concentrating and replenishing our field formations. With such actions taken, and as before, we will be ready for the final stages of our regional unification campaign. There we go. The cadets are the biggest party outside of Despotist, which aren't going to be a real party eventually. We'll rally new recruits right now. We got another 2 minutes. Burgundian bunkers. Uh-oh. And Borman has won. The other bald man. Less excited to see this one, though. The Battle of Italy. We'll see what happens there. Crackdown on continued resistance. Okay, my man is going after the Dixies. Based Wallace. Expanding civil rights. Let's see. Just gotta hope he doesn't rock the boat too much. Justice for loss. I'm curious about this one. Let's do it. Was the actions of the communists that destroyed the old empire, crushed the people under the Soviet boot, and then threw the country into chaos when they collapsed against the German invasion. With the fall of Arkhangelsk and the capture of many senior members of the front, these crimes can finally, at last, be punished. A trial will therefore be held, where these leaders will be made to face their many offenses against Russia, the Russian people, the Tsar's own family, and more besides. Their punishment will prove to the world that not only the empire has returned to Russia, but it is also fair, righteous, and just. Suharto's coup the Indonesian government. Oh shit, the Jews won in Madagascar. Neat! At least the Jews have something in this timeline. Ooh, beautiful. Fresh new troops on the Onega border. Oh. Alright.